We are officially a couple weeks away from draft week. And of course, I have no idea who we're going to take. However, there are some positions that are very well needed. On to the show.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Cloudboy Bells. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. Today's topic, draft needs. I mean, Packers need to fill a lot of positions. And, of course, these are the top 5 position needs for the NFL draft. I almost said NBA, but yes, the NFL draft. And, like it or not, definitely for sure it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of position needs that when I look at the Packers, they really need to fill these positions. Obviously, lots of contracts are up next year. Lots of people are missing. Lots of people got traded. And we have a lot of holes. Now, we could sign more free agents down the line, and that could change this video in the future. However, this is my thought process as of right now. So anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. And as always, let's get to it. So, I have the depth chart. I'm looking at it right now, just because, obviously I gotta look at what I think what the Packers need to do. But anyways, we have a lot of, let's just say, we have a lot of things that we need to look over. So anyways, when I look at positions, the first big position that we need to fill currently right now is linebacker. Well, re-signing Devondre Campbell was helpful. Also getting Chris Barnes on a cheap deal was helpful. But after that, we have Isaiah McDuffie and Ty Summers. Ty Summers is a terrible tackler, and we haven't even seen Isaiah McDuffie yet. Pretty much, the inside linebacker position is very weak after these guys. Same thing with the outside linebackers, Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary. Pretty much after that, who is there? And this is a position we need depth for. Chris Barnes, Devondre Campbell, Rashawn Gary, and Preston Smith is a great starting linebacking duo. It's very underrated and it's very talented. Especially, Preston Smith is a great player. Rashawn Gary is coming off his career best year. Devondre Campbell is the defense, literally. And Chris Barnes is pretty underrated too. So when you look at these 4 guys, we need depth. Because after that, for the outside linebacker, it's just Jonathan Garvin who got a couple snaps. And Tipa Galley or whatever, I don't even know how to say his name. But we have nobody. I know Randy Ramsey is a guy that they like keeping around, but we don't have anybody at the outside and inside linebacker positions. And, it's great to have these 4 guys still going to be with the Packers for a little bit. But after that, who's there? There's nobody. And I think that's a huge position need for the Packers. I could see them drafting one in the 4th or 3rd or 4th round. I could even see them signing someone that's pretty underrated. There's still some good names out there that could be backup roles, so it's a big possibility, absolutely. Next position need. When I look at this one, I think, it's the same exact reasoning, but this one, also, I'd say next would go the safety position. Now, the safety position, we are good at cornerback. We got Jair Alexander, Rasul Douglas, and Eric Stokes. And I think that trio is going to be unstoppable. Especially now that Jair Alexander is pretty much going to be our new slot corner. I think we put him in the slot and he's just unstoppable. You're going to have him in the slot and Rasul Douglas and Eric Stokes on the outside. It's going to be very deadly. Our safeties are also good. We got Adrian Amos, we got Darnell Savage. However, Savage can be inconsistent sometimes, and Adrian Amos' contract is up at the end of the year. With that being said, after them, we have Vernon Scott. And he could come on and do some things. He has potential, but, he's not the greatest. So we need a backup safety that would possibly take over the starting role eventually. He can play corner or he could play safety. It really depends on what the Packers do. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know, knowing Gutekunst, he does draft odd, and then we find out that what the whole plan is all along. So safety is definitely a pick I see coming off in this draft. Maybe even a 3rd or a 4th round pick. You got to take a safety. Next year, especially, that will be a great need. But safety is a huge position need. The number 3 need, I'll have to say, is the defensive line. Getting Jarron Reed was super important. Now Kenny Clark is going to be less double-teamed. You got Dean Lowry, who, I'm not going to say he's the greatest at times, but he's still a veteran. Kenny Clark is one of the best nose tackles in NFL, and now Jarron Reed, whose stats are just as good as Kenny Clark. You got a great defensive line, as well as Tadaro Slayton, who really showed he can be a run stuffer, and the Packers really have their eyes on Jack Heflin. They think he's going to be very fantastic. However, there's some guys on defensive ends can be a little problematic. The Jarron Reed thing helps, but obviously it's probably only a 1-year deal, and after that, who you're going to have. So when you look at it, you got to find someone that can really do that. Obviously, I still see the Packers definitely taking someone on the defensive line. I'm hugely interested in Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia, especially. And I still see they could definitely take him in the 1st round, if he's available. But getting another guy on the opposite end, because sometimes Dean Lowry can be inconsistent. He can show he's good at times, but another guy on the defensive line can really make this defense 10 times better. I think getting someone there, I think, would be fantastic. Okay, so then next up, we've covered the first 3. Now let's go to the most important picks, in my opinion. The number 2 has got to be the offensive line. Now, normally everyone's like, you always say offensive line every year, but if you think about it, the offensive line has done a great job of protecting the Packers for a long time. Our offensive line coach, I don't even know his name. Something Vitch or something. I don't know. But one of the best line coaches there is. Our line has been fantastic. 2 years ago, it was unstoppable. This year, some injuries, but depth is what's so important here. Now, yes, we fully get a healthy David Bakhtiari back next year. We're good at the left tackle position. David Bakhtiari and Yosh Nijman, who really did well last year. The center position is pretty well done. Josh Myers hopefully he doesn't get injured and he's healthy. Jake Hansen also is a guy we drafted 2 years ago as a backup. And I think we have another guy there, but he's probably just a guy we picked up. And here's the other 2 positions. Left guard, right tackle. Those are the biggest needs right now. Right now, technically, Alden Jenkins is our right tackle because we don't even have a right tackle. Our other guy is Cole Van Lanning, who came out of Wisconsin. He's from Green Bay, but we haven't seen him do much. Plus, he sucked at Wisconsin. I'll be completely honest with you. He was the reason why Mertz kept getting sacked. But so, I don't know if he is up to the NFL level. And Jenkins isn't going to probably start for a while. Obviously, Royce Newman and John Runyon are the only guards on the active roster right now. So Jenkins will probably have to move at some point. So we are very thin at the guard position, and we do not even have a starting right tackle. That's why this position is so important. We need depth at the guard position, and we need a starting right tackle. There is no... And even so, you might even have to take one in the 1st round. I know you could say you need wide receivers. Yes, he needs wide receivers. But a right tackle is the biggest need. getting a guard. Also, they need depth on the offensive line. People need to understand that. There is no... You can, for defense, get the depth that you need for the future. But we do not have anybody protecting Rodgers right now. We need linemen. And that is way more even important than drafting wide receivers. Even though wide receivers is the most needed thing for the Packers this year. However, linemen are super crucial and important. And finally, the number one position. Well, I think a lot of people already know what that one is. Wide receiver. Right now, our only active wide receivers that have played a game is Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard. Pretty much the big two guys that have really been doing anything. Juwan Winfrey, Malik Taylor, and Amari Rodgers also played some games, but they weren't doing much. So you can't really expect them to do anything. Even though Juwan Winfrey has shown he has potential and Malik Taylor was really good in preseason that one year, I think we need wide receivers. We have to draft some. You might even have to sign some. You have to trade for some. We need wide receivers. We have to take some people. Allen Lazard is proving that he can be a great weapon. Randall Cobb is Aaron Rodgers' best friend. But after that, there's nobody. You need some starting wide receivers. First and second round. I expect the Packers to take one in the first round and one in the second round, in my opinion. It'll be the first time in 20 years since that has happened. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited to see who we take. But that's that. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, go Pack Go. We will see you